Before we launch, hit that like button and subscribe if you love real American history told simply and powerfully. And tell me in the comments, would you go to space if given the chance? When we talk about the space race, we imagine rockets, astronauts, and the moon landing. But the real story is how this extraordinary competition, born from fear and global tension, ended up uniting the United States like never before. The space race began in 1957, when the Soviet Union shocked the world by launching Sputnik, the first man-made satellite. Suddenly, Americans looked up and realized their biggest rival was winning. Fear spread across the nation. Fear of falling behind, fear of new weapons in space, fear of losing technological superiority. But that fear quickly transformed into determination. The US government invested billions into science, engineering, and education. Schools introduced new math and science programs, inspiring a generation of young students to dream bigger. Engineers, scientists, and researchers worked around the clock, pushing the limits of what was possible. Then came a moment that changed everything. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy announced the bold goal of landing a man on the moon before the decade ended. It was a challenge so massive that it felt impossible, but Americans rallied behind it, not just as a mission, but as a national purpose. Families tuned in to every launch. Children collected space cards, watched astronauts on TV, and imagined themselves exploring the stars. Factories across the country contributed parts, equipment, and expertise. For the first time in years, Americans felt united, not by war, but by ambition. And in 1969, when Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, millions of Americans cheered together. For one shining moment, political divisions faded, and the entire country felt part of something larger. The space race didn't just win the moon. It restored confidence, inspired innovation, and reminded Americans what they could accomplish when they worked together.